Power forwards aren't just bigs who bang in the paint. They're the architects of basketball's evolution, blending strength and skill to redefine the four spot and regain its swagger. The position is filled with playmakers, slashers cutting across the lane to rim bruising forces. Let's break it down and celebrate the greatest to ever dominate the position. But before we do, if you enjoy narrative-driven hoops content like this, then give us your sub and like. It helps us more than you know. Playmaking and slashing isn't just reserved for smaller guards or lanky wings. Many power forwards have brought a dynamic edge to the position. With a flair for creating and relentless drives, they're a blend of speed, skill, and creativity. Lamar Odom was a 6'10 forward with guard-like skills who would handle the ball with ease, smooth drives, and creative passing, brought a playground vibe to his playmaking. Others adopted a bully ball approach with a modern fusion, which is ball handling and power combined. Julius Randle embodies this perfectly when driving down the lane. Anthony Mason is a OG version of this. A 6'7", tough-as-nails enforcer of physical drives and relentless muscle, Mason stood out with the Knicks in the 90s, being one of the more unique playmaking forwards we've seen. Sticking in the 90s, we have to mention Derek Coleman, whose early career versatility is often slept on. A 6'10 forward with handle and ability to attack the rim, simply put, he was a matchup problem in his prime. There's also the international component here that brought subtle brilliance to the position with crafty style. Think Boris Diaw and his high IQ in facilitation and finesse, or Pascal Siakam. His slashing and intangibles gave him the handle of Spicy P for his quick spins and crafty finishes. Siakam's long strides and passing make him a threat in transition and the half court. For our runner-up, we think Chris Webber deserves a mention here. He brought a dynamic flair, whose early career slashing and later playmaking lit up the court. Known for his smooth ball handling and vision along with a bang, reliable mid-range, Webber earned 5 All-Star nods, peaking with the Kings in the early 2000s where he dared take on Prime Shaq and Kobe. His ability to play beyond his size and dish to shooters made him a versatile threat who dominated with finesse and power.
Look out! D-Box will put it up, and D-Box misses. And by Chris Webber, corner of the champion with 4/10 of a second to go. Court in the latter stages of this game. Webber facing the basket, working against Shaq. Basket, yes, and a foul. Webber with a sensational move against the big guy.
But at the top, could it be anyone else? Giannis Antetokounmpo, our choice for the ultimate playmaking/power forward whose versatility defines the position. At an imposing 6'11", the Greek freak uses his length, speed, and ball handling to attack the rim with ferocity, finishing with jaw-dropping dunks or crafty Eurosteps. His vision and passing in transition earned him 2 MVPs and a Finals MVP in 2021, in one of the more impressive finals runs we've seen. And all this without reliable range to stretch the floor. What he make lack in the form of a fundamental shooting stroke, he makes up with a desire that only the greats had.
Ball batted around loose. Who wants it? Oh my goodness! Giannis hikes it to Giannis. Ball deflects it. Crowded and Bridgers up inside, blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a recovery!
This is reminiscent of LeBron.
Deep to Antetokounmpo.
Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous, people. I mean, the hang time.
Giannis up to McCallum. And a piece of his jersey, no whistle. Take away. Giannis for Brandon. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul. And Antetokounmpo throws it down. And a foul. Giannis on the alley-oop. What a turnover.
Knocked away and stolen. Here's Middleton. Giannis trailing the lob. Oh! Giannis Antetokounmpo from Chris Middleton.
In short, Giannis has turned the power forward spot through his sheer dominance and will into a highlight factory. Next up are the enforcers. They put the power in power forward. Their ability to muscle through defenders, secure rebounds, and finish with both authority or a graceful touch sticks out amongst the athleticism on court. These are the wide-framed that patrol the paint with force, like Carlos Boozer or Elton Brand. Both brought a quiet but relentless power to the position, with low-post bullying and rebounding tenacity. Larry Johnson felt like the prototype here, a 6'7" bulldog whose strength and physicality defined his game. Known as Grandmama, his bruising drives and punishing post play made him a standout with the Hornets and Knicks in the 1990s. His chiseled physique and relentless energy turned every matchup into a physical battle he rarely lost. That same fierce edge to the game was on full display with Kenyon Martin. The explosive and bruising nature of his dunks had a viciousness to them that rocked the rim wherever he went. His signature passion and emotion whilst hanging from the rim is yet to be truly replicated. But when we think of power, we think above the rim, and we can't not mention Shawn Kemp and his thunderous ways, a beast whose power dunks and aggressive play owned 90s highlight reels. The Rain Man would turn games into a showcase of raw strength and intimidation in an instant, to which our runner-up would emulate perfectly a decade later in Amari Stoudemire, who felt like the ultimate ode to Rain Man with the combined power and relentless aggression. Stat dominated the paint with explosive drives and an ability to finish through contact, making him a nightmare matchup. Unfortunately, injuries would rob us of his gift, but whether it was in Phoenix or the Big Apple, we all saw his knack for physical play and presence, as he wouldn't just go over defenders, but right through them with sheer power.
Williams winds up in the lap of Richardson. Up ahead, look out. Hello! Amari Stoudemire elevates and detonates. Are you kidding me? Devastating dunk.
Stoudemire, my goodness, a Statue of Liberty dunk.
Roly. Wow.
That was impressive.
Rolls, because you know it's happening. There it is right there. There's the pass. In the face of Jefferson. Easy, but how about the hop here? Oh, wow. Threw that down with thunder. Oh, my goodness.
Which brings us to the top spot and our final evolution, if you will, in Blake Griffin. Griffin brought explosive strength to another level that Amari and Kemp rarely reached, all brought to life with thunderous dunks we just couldn't believe. His bruising drives and rim-rattling finishes defined the Lob City Clippers era, where he dominated the paint and the rim. Griffin's physicality turned every possession into a showcase of power and intimidation with a presence that could be felt in the whole arena. At his peak, he was producing poster-worthy dunks every game. Even in the later years of his career, he was worth the price of admission entering to a more soft touch in his game, but make no mistake, we remember and we're all the better for it.
Wide open. Griffin, oh, wow! Incredible rebound putback.
Here we go again. The line, again, are you kidding me? The kids are having fun, the players are having fun, and the broadcasters are having fun.
Now in the wing, calls for the screen. Two-man game. Blake Griffin explodes on Gasol.
That's just nasty.
Taken away by Dome. Punched ahead to Griffin. He'll drive. He'll back. He'll slam dunk. He's topped himself again somehow. Around the Griffin screen. Pick. Slam dunk. Oh me, oh my, what a play. He stopped about 3 feet short of the rim and just threw it down. They're really letting him play. It's a physical game. Oh, me, oh, my. A monster jam by Blake Griffin. Oh, what a play by Blake. The fans can hardly believe what they just saw.
Defending at the 4 spot is no easy task. It has always required a delicate mix of inside rim protection and agile perimeter prowess. Having the competency here immediately disrupts opposing offenses and anchors a fortress for yourself. Horace Grant had this balance, made him a quiet but essential defensive force, complementing MJ and Pippen during the 90s and then eventually against them. Serge Ibaka also brought this to the court with a shot-blocking flair. His length and timing terrorized the paint to the point he led the league in blocks multiple times with the Thunder and anchored Toronto's 2019 title run with his defensive versatility. We have to acknowledge some old kings of the grit, toughness, and intimidation with two enforcers of the 90s, Charles Oakley and PJ Brown. Oakley, whose physicality and toughness defined the Knicks' rugged 90s teams, and similarly PJ Brown, who brought hustle to every team he played for, especially the rival Heat. His quiet intensity and physical play shut down opposing bigs night after night and was a stark contrast to Oakley's loud posturing, but delivered the same results. Both bruising styles turned the paint into a no-entry zone, especially when they played each other. Taking it further back, Kevin McHale brought a masterful defensive presence to the 4 spot, a 6'10 forward whose length and footwork frustrated opponents. Known for his post defense and shot blocking, McHale was a key piece of the Celtics' 80s dynasty, winning 3 titles with his tenacious play. His ability to shut down the paint while dominating offensively made him a two-way titan. Back to the present, and less decorated than McHale is Jaren Jackson Jr., who represents the new wave of defending 4s. His ability to protect the rim, he led the league in blocks in 2023, and switch on to smaller guards makes him a cornerstone on defense whilst producing offense like McHale before him. There are those that use their athleticism as the defensive spark, like Aaron Gordon, who was key in Denver's 2023 title run, locking down opponents with intensity and rim protection, opening up their team and his own game in the process. Which brings us to the top 2, and we all know who they are. First, our runner-up in Draymond Green. He takes defense to another level, a 6'6" dynamo whose defensive IQ and versatility redefined not only the position, but a league-wide playstyle with small ball. Known for guarding all 5 positions, disrupting passing lanes, and anchoring Golden State's dynasty, Green's tenacity earned him a Defensive Player of the Year award in 2017.
Waiting for a call. Inbound to Gordon. Green deflects it and steals. Draymond Green, excellent hands. Now racing up the floor, going right down the middle. Ball slam!
Could it be anyone else? The original heel himself, Dennis Rodman, the ultimate defending power forward whose infinite energy and genius redefined what a pro was. At 6 feet 7 inches, the Worm guarded multiple positions, disrupted plays, and dominated the glass, earning 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards and 5 championships. Rodman's defensive tenacity turned every possession into a battle he refused to lose, whilst outright forbidding himself to score and have any need of the ball almost to a fault. He was the player everyone loved to hate, with the caveat that he wasn't on your squad. Together, Green and Rodman brought a lockdown intensity that shaped games and frustrated opponents both on and off the court, and as fans, we wouldn't want it another way.
Jordan able to shut. And Rodman and Mourning have to be separated. Rodman.
And blocked via the shot. It goes right to Oubre, and finally he's human. And now we got a fight. We have a legitimate fight here. And this is spilled behind the basket standard.
In the first half. Oh, look out. Rodman and O'Neal with a shot on Rodman. For most threes by a team. Curry had a notion there to Barnes. Green and James jawing at each other while play continues. Iguodala the pull-up. That won't go. And a double foul is going to be called.
Take the ball away from Avery Johnson.
Rodman tied up by Geiger. And neither will let go.
Harvey Grant from the corner. Way off. Air ball. And with that last rebound, Dennis Rodman has now pulled down 10,000 career rebounds. He needed 14 coming into this game. And the fans give him a standing ovation.
Sometimes heart and hustle outshines height, and heart and determination is all you need over ability to battle in the paint. And to be honest, we only added this category to showcase a small amount of players, no pun intended, diving in immediately with the sneaker king himself, PJ Tucker. Not just rare heat on the feet, he brought a toughness at 6'5", a bulldog whose versatility and grit shine down low or in the corner 3. Known for his rugged defense, he earned an all-defensive second team nod in 2020. Tucker has thrived with teams like the Rockets and Bucks, including a 2021 title run backing up Giannis. His fearless battles against bigger players embody the undersized spirit. Next up, Zion Williamson, a 6'6", although reported shorter. He is a powerhouse whose sheer force redefines the approach to the game. Zion's unreal athleticism and strength to dominate the paint. His ability to overpower taller defenders, crash the glass with ferocity, and finish with jaw-dropping dunks makes him a matchup nightmare. Zion's explosive play have turned him into a modern marvel who plays bigger than anyone on the court. Unfortunately, we have some early signs of potential injury-riddled career, but make no mistake, when Zion is on the court, he is setting a new standard for what not only an undersized 4 can achieve, but the position itself.
Leaving it. Good decision. Zion on the hammer.
There's a double.
Spinning away from the double. The flip works.
So 2 out of 3.
Jose sees it. Zion's there. Can't take it away. Zion on the run again. Zion all the way to the hole. It's got to break. Now quickly looking the lob. Zion's there. Okay.
it's over. Pels get it done. And on the spin and the reverse, the slam by Zion.
And our top spot and the reason for this archetype, of course, it's Charles Barkley, who we basically made this category for. He's the ultimate undersized power forward whose dominance transcended his listed 6 feet 6 inches frame, though many suspect he was closer to 6 feet 4 inches. Known as the round mound of rebound, Barkley's strength, tenacity, and explosive power made him a force of nature on the court, earning him an MVP award in 1993 with the Suns and 11 All-Star selections across his career. He led the league in rebounding in 1987, outmuscling big centers and forwards alike with his low center of gravity and relentless hustle. Barkley's bruising style saw him average over 20 points and 10 rebounds for a decade, proving that Hart could dominate high. Whether bulldozing through the lane with the 76ers, leading the Suns to the finals, or battling on the world stage for Team USA, Barkley's larger-than-life presence and unyielding will turn every matchup into a showcase of greatness. His legacy as one of the game's most ferocious competitors cements him as the gold standard for playing big despite stature.
He felt that when Kevin Johnson went to the basket, they were riding him out on the hip, and that's the reason he didn't finish the play.
It counts, and the foul. Charles Barkley will go to the line.
Charles Barkley gonna feel Williams, and he's gonna spin on him, but then he's gonna dunk it right over Scottie Pippen. You talking about a strong man.
Pippen is rejected by Barkley. Out of bounds.
A few words for one another when there was some bumping and shoving going on, and Charles reminded him once again that that was me that got that block.
10 minutes to go in the game.
Barkley around. Robinson for the jam over 2 7-footers. Robinson and Purdue who came to help.
On with a block shot right through the hands of Herrera. Inside again to Barkley, and he slams it home.
It's his game to win. Here we go to overtime. Barkley 20-footer, yes, with 1.8 seconds. Charles Barkley.
The sniper's perch isn't just for the guards, you know. Stretching defenses with deadly shooting touch has been a more recent trend in modern basketball. Slowly, bigs are venturing further out with the ability to knock down jumpers, space the floor, and punish opponents. LaMarcus Aldridge, maybe not a consistent downtown shooter, but a mid-range maestro whose silky jumper made him a scoring threat, was every bit a sniper as those form three. Stretching the floor more, and at times to a fault, we have Antoine Walker, who brought a brash shooting stroke, who never seen a three he didn't like, along with Rashard Lewis and his high-release sharpshooting edge, a long lean forward whose smooth shot kept defenses honest. A early pioneer in stretch 4 era. Robert Horry adds a clutch flair here, his long-range bombs delivered in big moments earning him the big shot rob after he hit iconic playoff daggers to the tune of 7 titles between the Rockets, Lakers, and Spurs. Chris Bosh is a great example of the development here, whose shooting evolved to long-range mastery to allow for the Miami's motion chaos offense to succeed during their dynasty. A personal favorite of mine is Rasheed Wallace. He elevated the shooting floor with range and swagger. His inside-out game was ahead of its time. He's most remembered for his techs, but his versatile shooting made him a matchup nightmare. At runner-up, we have Kevin Love and his long-range accuracy. His rebounding and shooting set a new standard in the modern game, playing a key role in LeBron's Cavs dynasty, helping in the 2016 title against the Warriors. His evolution from bruising big in Minnesota to a knockdown corner 3 was beautiful to watch.
Nothing, trying to win it here. Love! Got it!
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Is that great basketball or what?
But at the top, could it be anyone else? Of course not. It's Dirk Nowitzki, the ultimate shooting power forward, whose unguardable jumper revolutionized the game. At 7 feet 0 inches, Dirk's one-legged fadeaway and lethal three-point stroke were frowned upon in his early years, but would later have him at MVP in 2007 and one of the greatest individual playoff runs, culminating in the 2011 title with the Mavs. With 14 All-Star nods, Nowitzki's shooting turned the 4 into a perimeter threat, helped recognize international talent, forcing defenses to adapt to a big who dominated from anywhere regardless of athleticism.
That is one of the better. 8 seconds. Dirk against Randall. Let's get out of here. Dirk with the shot. And with 2.1, that's how far we are from getting out of here.
That's what he does. That is what he does.
He scored 5 points in the first 3 quarters. Dennis Carter for Dirk. 5 seconds. Dirk for 3. Yes, sir! They lead. They lead. Now it's Dirk for the ties. Bang!
10 seconds on the shot clock. So Nowitzki puts up a 30-footer and hits it from outside.
Lillard, good night! And Matthews waiting for his teammates. Dirk, a trail 3. Yes, Dallas, the lead. The game is in Yogi's hands right now. A 2 to tie, a 3 to win the game. And it will be Dirk taking the 3.
Down the stretch tonight.
Terry to Nowitzki, puts up the 3, puts it in! Dallas goes up by 3 with 26.7 remaining. A 20-2.
And the last archetype, we will look back to tradition, playing with the size and style to dominate the paint extended. Post scoring, glass control, typical big behavior classic power forwards is who you'll find here. And who better to start with than Elvin Hayes, a towering force whose scoring and rebounding made him a classic 4. Known as the Big E, he led the league in rebounding twice and averaged over 20 points for 12 straight seasons. Bob Pettit brought an early dominance to the position, a forward whose size and skill ruled the 50s and 60s. His scoring led the league twice and rebounding 3 times with a classic post game and physicality. He set the stage for big man excellence to come. Karl Malone takes the traditional style to a bruising peak, a powerhouse whose physicality and scoring was only equaled by his soft touch. The mailman, relentless post-play and mid-range pick-and-pop game earned him 2 MVPs, 1997-1999, 14 All-Star nods, and the title of the NBA's 3rd all-time leading scorer. Malone delivered night after night with old-school efficiency. But this category is really down to 2, isn't it? And at runner-up we have Kevin Garnett, and honestly we could have fit him in any of these categories with the versatile intensity in his game, part small forward and part center depending on what his team needed, and often adapting play-by-play, the 6'11 long big whose dominance spanned both ends of the floor. Known as the big ticket, Garnett wouldn't just dominate the stat sheet, he would dominate you verbally whilst doing it. Post-scoring, rebounding, KG is elite anywhere, earning the MVP in 2004, a Defensive Player of the Year in 2008, and finally well-deserved title with the Celtics in 2008. Garnett's relentless motor, paired with his fiery edge, made him a fan favorite, and some may say worthy of a top spot, and it would be hard to argue against that. However, we had to give that honor to Tim Duncan. The ultimate power forward, Duncan's quiet dominance redefined the game. Flawless fundamentals, bank shots, and post mastery earned him 5 titles, 3 finals MVPs, 2 MVPs, and 15 All-Star nods with the Spurs, known as the Big Fundamental. He dominated the early 2000s, and some say stole the generation's icon from Kobe. There wasn't an area in his game he wasn't known for. Duncan was a modern throwback who often played such a beautiful, pure game. His understated brilliance and old-school style made him the gold standard for bigs who bridged the gap between generations, anchoring multiple dynasties across decades with a presence that was both timeless and towering and oozed class. In a sport and league where flashy plays stand out, Duncan stood atop with substance over that style, and it doesn't feel like we will ever get a player like him again.
Making sure that they get on the boards and not giving anything to the Spurs whatsoever.
Man, what a finish by Tim Duncan. A fabulous alley-oop one-hand.
Gets his own rebound, back to Duncan for the jam over Bradley.
You're gonna block me once, but I learned from my mistakes.
Keeping the Wizards off his back, Timmy leading the break, going to the hole!
Ginobili to the cutting Duncan. Oh, the hook stuff in the face of
Down by 1, Tim Duncan. He got fouled and one. Timmy for the win. Got it! Tim Duncan!
The lob into Duncan. Duncan with 3, running right hand. Hook is good! 1.4 to go. Timeout, Monty Williams. The Spurs lead 104-102. The future Hall of Famer with his game-high 28 points on your cue. Running hook, Gil.
Nash all over him. O'Neal with the help. Takes it to the basket. Duncan, a three-pointer. Puts it up. It's good! Tim Duncan from three-point land ties the game! Well, our
foul on the dribble as soon as Ginobili catches it now. But you tell how great a coach Greg Popovich is. This is a set play. Tim Duncan above the three-point arc. Ginobili delivers the ball, and Duncan in rhythm knocks down the game-tying three.
That's our rundown of the greatest power forwards to ever grace the game. From playmakers and bruisers to defenders, shooters, and traditional bigs, these legends redefined the 4 spot with their uniqueness. Thanks for tuning in. Drop your favorite power forward in the comments, or maybe there was someone we missed. Let us know in the below, give us a like, and subscribe to help us out, and hope to see you back for more.